Well, on our way to the Narrow Gauge Convention in Sacramento in 2019.
Yes.
We, crossing Nevada, well, Nevada's kind of the same in a lot of places. There's some pretty places.
It never changes.
But we always stop at Chief Rolling Thunder Mountain's house just to say hi to the house, not to him because he's passed away. And we've shown it to you guys before.
What an amazing house. Not sure I'd live there, but oh boy.
Well, no, not my cup of tea, but what an amazing structure. He built it out of the junk that he found in the desert.
Yes.
And it was sort of an environmental thing that he was into. It was in the 60s when people weren't doing that. But he said he was going to build his house entirely out of the junk that people leave laying around.
Well, I think he found a lot.
There's a lot of junk here.
And the bottles.
And then cement. He mixed the whole thing with cement to hold it all together. And he made these plaques and dedicated them to different things and different military organizations. And just, they're fun to go around and read. These plaques are all over the place. Now, this was a building he called the Hostel.
Yes.
And I guess people could stay here back when it had a roof on it.
Ah.
Vandals set fire to it. And there's a lot of tragedy involved. But part of it's made out of railroad ties.
Yes, that's so cool.
Isn't it neat? I know you had a relative with a...
My grandma's house is built out of... It still is in existence. And it's built out of railroad ties, but it's got stucco on the outside.
I was fascinated that there are hundreds of these glass insulators just sitting about.
Yes.
And nobody has stolen them. People respect the place, at least. It doesn't get vandalized. No thievery. There is a person who lives here who's a relative of Chief Rolling Thunder Mountain.
Right.
But if people wanted to vandalize and steal things, there's really not a lot to stop them from doing it. But fortunately, they don't.
I'm glad they don't.
I am really glad. I'm so happy to just take pictures and leave it alone. Toward the end of his life, he was recognized as an outsider artist. The house is a work of art.
It's different. It's very expressive.
It's very expressive. And at least he got a small amount of recognition toward the end of his life for creating something very, very unusual.
Right.
Unfortunately, his life was full of conflict with the other people who live out here.
Right.
They thought he was some kind of hippie or something.
Oh.
And, did not have an easy life.
Wow, check out all the bottles.
It's neat that the house is just full of, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of bottles that he found lying around out in the desert that diffuse the light and create these color splashes of light in the walls. It's really fascinating.
I should have kept every bottle of Perrier I have drank over the period of years I have been drinking Perrier. Imagine what I could build.
I'm actually fairly glad you didn't. just saying. But yeah. In this case, it's really, really neat what Chief Rolling Thunder Mountain has done. Television screens, car windows, bottles, all the glass for the windows. Everything here is just junk.
Yeah.
Junk that was left by people out along the freeway. Well, generally speaking, we stop at Chief Rolling Thunder Mountain's house.
It's just neat to stop by.
It's just neat, and it never changes.
No.
It's just always exactly the same for
Right.
decades now. It's just, Exactly the same. And there's something comforting in that, I think.
Right.
Especially in these very, very volatile days. Well, if you guys have not been over to the channel, do pop over to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, here comes your opportunity. You ready for it? Well, we're not sure how you found this movie on the internet. We sure hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you here on Sunday as we do some Sunday driving around, screwing around, and that sort of foolishness. Bye-bye.